and nothing's really changed. It's just gotten more complicated with what it can judge is organic. So when someone talks about organic optimization, it's going to be, this is my picture of a tree, but it's a farmer is the analogy. So if you're a farmer that tends to the land, and let's say you're not using GMO crops or poison, which would be non-organic or black hat, that crop grew better, that plant, that tree, because somebody worked the soil and didn't do anything they weren't supposed to be doing. So, and the analogy is, and what does the algorithm do with organic? And I want to say one other thing, and I've said this several times before, the organic is still 76% of search right now. And so it's still huge. You want to show up as high as you can on your organic keyword rankings, your map placement, your reviews, your videos and carousel, really whatever you can get to show up, you want to have it show up. Hey there guys, it is Nolen Walker with HVAC Webmasters, and today I want you to understand some of this. And so we've gone through old school organic search engine optimization for HVAC companies. And guys, old school is the way that it was originally done, but it is the same in many aspects. Google has always looked for the best organic measures to judge for their algorithm for how you show up on organic keyword terms, map placement, you see reviews showing up around the web, even video placement on the carousel, things like this. And so how does this happen? What does it do? I had something here, and we're going to discuss this in another one. Before Penguin, 2012, after Penguin, 2013. So AD, BC type concept, but it's way different now, and nothing's really changed. It's just gotten more complicated with what it can judge is organic. So when someone talks about organic optimization, it's going to be, this is my picture of a tree, but it's a farmer is the analogy. So if you're a farmer that tends to the land, and let's say you're not using GMO crops or poison, which would be non-organic or black hat, that crop grew better, that plant, that tree, because somebody worked the soil and didn't do anything they weren't supposed to be doing. So, and the analogy is, and what does the algorithm do with organic? And I want to say one other thing, and I've said this several times before, the organic is still 76% of search right now. And so it's still huge. You want to show up as high as you can on your organic keyword rankings, your map placement, your reviews, your videos and carousel, really whatever you can get to show up, you want to have it show up. And so what gets a site to show up? Well, that organic is old school, but it never changed on the fundamentals of what they do. So if you're in an HVAC company wanting to show up online, well, what does somebody like HVAC Webmasters do for you, and how does all this work together? Well, they grade all of it, as you hear me say all the time, on your design, your code base, your content, your linking, your social media, reviews, videos, your regular work of everything. So there's all this action and all these wheels in motion, and they're looking at you and grading you on a regular basis. And that is the essence of organic search engine optimization. That's what triggers it. That's what they look at. The longer you do this, the better you show up. When we do videos around here, we get them to show up in carousel. Organically, the keywords show up because they're deep dived and done better. They grade the quality of the structured data in there, the code base and the design, and then we work on all of it regularly. As I've told you before, most of the time, stuff stops working because people put up these cheap template-based websites and then they don't do anything to speak of, or they're doing Facebook only. And there's so much other things that need to be done and should be done on a regular basis. The good news is that organic is alive and well. The bad news, I guess, is that it just got more complicated. They're grading more and more stuff all the time. I've talked about this a few times. Someone asked in a conference that we went to not too long ago, well, I've got tons of reviews, but why don't I show up in maps? We've got more than other people, and we don't show up on maps. And it's because all the other stuff isn't done well. So if you want to show up on organic, and which is the majority search, I got to tell you something, guys. Even if you've never had this before, you by God want it. You want it. You don't know how bad you want it because you never had it. If I ever talk to somebody, they're like, oh, I want this particular piece, or I want that piece, or I want to do this, or I need someone better to do, and we do AdWords management, we'd love to. But if you've never had the organic side of it take off, it's because all these little details that get graded weren't done well. And you don't want to cheat on it either. Cheating's bad because the algorithm's getting better and better at detecting this stuff. Things like domain authority and linking are important, but they'd better be good leads these days. You better not try to be behind stuff because they're getting better and better at it, and the mere fact of domain authority may not even be the calculation that the algorithm uses anymore. They're getting close to the point to where they don't need to look at that number at all, or those clues that make that number. They look at everything else as a cumulus whole. And by the way, if you want to strengthen your ranking and be safe about it, no cheating is important, because over the course of time, as the algorithm improves, as your competitors are batted down for trying to cheat, you stay up in rankings and even go higher once the algorithm does get better. So you will be rewarded for this stuff. We can, of course, help you with lots and lots and lots of it, and we'd love to. But if you're looking for it, give us a call. We can help you with it. And the basis of it's still the same. There's a staff of a couple dozen people that help you with all these elements so that you can get up in organic and all that. And so I want to keep this stuff short and sweet when I'm doing these explanations like this. I hope you enjoyed it and understand the definition of SEO, or search engine optimization, better. It's that old school analogy. It still is alive and well. It's just more stuff than it used to be. We look forward to hearing from you.